We're going up to see Jenny and surprise her with her $5,000 prize. Jenny, congratulations. You're a Bunnings home ground hero.
Pretty honoured and humbled to be a Bunnings home ground hero.
It's overwhelming actually, it's humbling. It's a nice reminder about why I do this.
But yeah, just the whole sense of gratitude, man, and thankful to Bunnings and TNZ.
Sport. What does it mean to us? For some, it's potential, a promise that we could be better, that the early mornings will be worth it, that we could be champions.
It starts with touch.
This Touch New Zealand event is proudly supported by Bunnings Warehouse.
Kia ora koutou and welcome to the 2023 Bunnings Youth Touch Championship, broadcasting live from Ngā Punawai in Christchurch, and we are live on Whakaata Māori, proud broadcasting deliverer of today's event. We were just lucky enough to experience our first stream game of the day between Canterbury and Taranaki in the 16 boys grade, and we are now coming to you to present the under 16 girls grade with the Hawkes Bay team against the team from the bottom of the Southland. What we saw in the first game was a lot of end-to-end action. I think limited penalties from what Mauri established there through the second half. So hopefully we can see a similar display of touch footy in the 16 girls grade, and it can be entertaining for our viewers at home. Yeah, it looks like Hawkes Bay are going to get the first opportunity, and they will be running on the screen looking like they'll be running from left to right, and Southland will be running from right to left.
Just some of the Southland names. We've got Alex Wilson there, Tara McClatchy, Jayla, Joanna, Hannah Middlemass, Anika, Bella, Anasta Price, Estella, Macy, Kyra, Kaylee, Iraka, Lucy, Ellie and Sualo. Dennis Thompson, that's a name that most people know. Is it Kev, Dennis Thompson?
Yeah, Dennis has been involved with international program or national programs, so to speak, and been a proud coach of the Southland province for many years now, and we can see that within the Southland girls team there should be a lot of IQ that's been delivered.
I see a name in there, Cav's famous last name, Theory. I think that could be Daniel Theory's daughter, Dottie, a good friend of mine from born and bred in Canterbury, and then made his way up to the Hawkes Bay. Hopefully I can catch up with Daniel Theory by the end of tomorrow night, and we can catch up and have a sparkling grape juice together.
Yeah, as we see the first attack of the game here from Hawkes Bay, really going with some purpose, looking to get on the outside of the short side middle there from Southland, but a good running race there into the line, and Southland were able to make the touch before the Hawkes Bay got an opportunity to get into the end goal, as we see Southland here.
Yeah, girls are running onto the ball well here, Kev. Touch 1, 2 and 3 was strong. Probably a little late out of the box, and let's see what they got to finish off on the back end of the set. Out of half. Nice footwork. Here we go. Some space out wide here.
Yeah, Anika there for Southland, showing some great left foot and some vision there of trying to go down the box side there for the Southland 16 girls team. So straight off the bat, that could be someone that we're looking for within this game that could really show some flair on the scoreline, as
Good signs for Southland. That was a great first set. Really got into their work, finished well, had a bit of flow on the back end of that, so it's be good to watch.
As you see, Hawkes Bay just getting their first opportunity to come off their line, but they were looking to kind of be a little bit expansive, and the ball wasn't able to go to hand, and now Southland will have their first chance to attack the scoreline. They look to run towards a 33 middle players, split short side, looking to scoot back, and good defensive touch there as she gets caught as dummy half.
Missed them, Corey. Referees don't miss anything.
Of course not.
Hawkes Bay work themselves up, transitioning away from their line.
She's quick, this girl. Look at her go. She's picked up 3/4 of the field on touch one, so...
Grayson Parahi, what a run.
Grayson's going to put her team here into a great opportunity to have a wee tack on the line here. To get themselves organised. Someone's sweeping around the back into the link. Middle play again. Weak open side quickie, is it? Long ball out. Oh, unlucky. Great vision from the middle there, sweeping out that ball to the winger.
And that might have been the girl that you were talking about, Nadia Tetheri there, Corey. And we saw her get involved in their first attacking set on the line. So once again, another player that we might have to look out for on the scoreline through this game. As you see, a good touch there coming in from the Hawkes Bay girls, trying to put pressure on the subset here from Southland as they look to bring it back to the middle.
They go for the middle here, Cavs. I think they might. There we go, going for the middle out of half. She's running. Checked off one. Soft hands might have been in for one there, but great defence from the Hawkes Bay winger.
Yeah, and both teams showing some good vision as they're coming into the scoreline. If they're not getting to an attack close to the scoreline, they're looking to isolate to a short side, and then hoping that defensive lapse will create a 3-on-2 opportunity as we saw there. But just probably the depth let Southland down there as they weren't able to get the last draw and pass in. As we see Hawkes Bay coming towards the attacking line, looking to centralise their attack. Looking to scoot back to the infield, passing off, maybe one more touch in this count. Looking to set something up, gets a sweep to come round on the back door.
Might have created an overhead lap here, Cavs, I feel. Good defence from Southland. Another end-to-end game here on this one, I think, boys.
Yeah, and it's good for the viewers at home when it's not so stop-start in terms of when it comes to touch football. When there's a lot of drop balls or penalties or some lapse errors from the discipline of both sides, it can get a little bit boring when we see it go like that. So some end-to-end footy is always good for our viewers at home to watch.
Just body not over the ball, as you boys both know. When you plant the ball, the torso of your body needs to go over the ball. You have to get it between your legs there, and just unfortunately that didn't happen. On the second touch, as Southland were coming off their line prior to that turnover, you would have seen a forward pass there just off the ruck. In that situation where there was really nothing on, and yes, it was technically forward, as players, do you wish that was called, or are you happy for that one to have been missed?
Well, I guess that goes back to referees miss nothing that you said earlier, Amar, but I think if we pay too much attention to like some little things like that are 50-50 or on the cusp, then like for me, I appreciate the game to just continue flow, and when it's two stop-start and then one may be picked up and then one may not be, then I think we worry too much about the little things that we can't control. So from my own personal opinion, I enjoy when a game is flowing, and it's better in terms of the momentum for both teams to just let it go end to end. And I think when we start worrying about the small intricacies around those little forward passes off the ruck, then for me personally, I enjoy it.
I guarantee that's exactly what the referees, they wouldn't have missed it, they would have seen it, just like potentially that one. But felt, game flow, it was more important, and it wasn't too much of an advantage for the offending team.
I think with the distance of the 7 metre as well now, like with the referees having to monitor an extra 2 metres in terms of going backwards, it's probably more beneficial to open the game up than what it is to probably look for those small ones off the ruck.
Yeah, it's probably not the on-field referee's eyes that is hampered anymore by the 7 metres. It's probably more the sidelines, Kev, because now that sideline referee is having to take those players, the winger and link in particular, a further 2 metres, so his his or her body is probably facing towards him and away from where the ruck is. The ruck is almost behind him a lot more as a result of needing that. So I'd say the on-field, there isn't too much different, but for the off-field, as you've seen in those last two, the sideline referee was more looking towards the defensive player than the ruck where the roll ball was.
I like the look of this number 8, Anna Price from Southland. If she had got maybe a play-through advantage on that as opposed to the penalty, I feel like Southland might have dotted down there. So let's keep an eye on her. I think she's going to be one of their main strike weapons.
Yeah, Hawkes Bay, they're actually creating some good space through their yards. Like, they're getting to the halfway on 3. It's just that last pass as they're looking to probably take control of their attacking half just isn't really going to hand. So I think if they can maybe play with a little bit more patience and just complete their sets, then they're going to have a lot more opportunity on the scoreline, which in result will end up in touchdowns.
I feel like we might get a strike again here out of the one that we were just talking about, Anna Price. Let's see what she's got. She's going for the short side quickie. She's pulled another penalty. I think Southland's probably got the right players out here for the right time on attack. See what Annister can set up now with her buddy. Who's she got out there with her, Cabs?
It may be the number 6, Anika Forsbender, as we saw her with the left foot earlier on. So maybe a combo for the Southland girls team that we might see feature heavily within this game.
I like that call from the referee. Although the Hawkes Bay player touched the ball, she wasn't going for that ball. She was just making a defensive read, and the ball just coming to her. So yeah, great call from the ref there.
And Maya, that must be a tough one, eh? The play at the ball situation, and you have to make a pretty much on-the-spot decision, and you must have so many players that dispute that they weren't playing at the ball and they were making the touch, but it's a decision that you just have to make in the on-the-spot kind of situation.
Yeah, I think of the 20,000 times I've had to make that call, I think only 2 players have said, yep, I touched the ball. So, yeah, it is. Look, no player's ever going to say they went for the ball, but as long as you're close to the ball, you genuinely get a good picture of what happened. Ooh, unlucky there. That was a really good setup. Just unfortunately, the ball didn't go to hand there for the Southland team.
Yeah, Southland are getting a lot of attack on the line, and we'll hope to see here that Hawkes Bay can just kind of get through their set to be able to have an opportunity on the scoreline, because both times that they have been down there, they've shown some real threat. One with the right to left pass that wasn't able to go to hand, and the other with a good short side pick, but Southland were able to match them with foot speed on the line. As we see a great drive there getting to the 10 to give their opportunities a good platform set, looking to shoot short side, gets the play through, cool, gets into the end goal, looking to find her winger out wide, and we have our first touchdown in the 16 girls grade going to Hawkes Bay.
That's a real value-add call there from Vanessa Forrester in terms of playing through there. So many referees can go back for a penalty. That's the last thing the non-offending team wanted. She identified very early with her comms, number 6 from Southland was offside, played through, the attacker could see her pointing, knew that she was to carry on. She didn't stop, which meant there was an easy overlap out on the wing. So great work from Hawkes Bay, and even better refereeing there from Vanessa.
That's a great run and a half from Farlas Hokianga, and she's realised that Vanessa's called the player offside, and she's taken great advantage of that, and she puts her Hawkes Bay team 1-0 up. Cavs, I feel, not too sure about you, I feel these teams are quite evenly matched, and my observation is I think the team that can get a bit deeper in their rucking and just run onto that ball a bit more for a bit of space coming onto it, I feel they'll take that midfield battle, and we all know how important that is to go away and get the full final win.
You were seeing some very similar game styles, so maybe game plans are very familiar or pretty accurate to one another, like a lot of 32 ruck plays and looking to scoop short side and then step back and look for that lapse in defence, as well as within their yardage set. Both teams looking to have a dominant 1-2 to get a good 3-4. It's just been over the course of the first half, just Hawkes Bay haven't put the ball to hand as much as Southland had, but when we look at the scoreboard, leading 1 touchdown to 0, they were able to capitalise on that opportunity, as we see DeFerry here coming out of half, looking to create numbers, going back to the short side, good wraparound play.
Nice. Yeah, I think that's just like what we were talking about, that fourth touch, she was really running onto it, then DeFerry come out of half, so yeah, I think the team that can consistently run onto the ball will probably be the team that comes away with this one. It's been quite tight. Says Southland make their way to the box. They're going to sweep on and maybe bust out into the middle here, Cavs.
The difference between the two teams for me is Southland seem to have a structure that they very much stick to, whereas Hawkes Bay to me look like they have the ability to play a little bit more of what's in front of them, so to potentially go outside of whatever structure they have. And I think that the key difference in terms of who wins this game will be the accuracy through the field in terms of that transition. There's a number of turnovers, number of penalties, number of forward passes there. So I think the team who is more accurate at from this end through to the other end will probably end up winning.
Yeah, I think we could see that picking up on what the Hawkes Bay ladies are doing when they're coming towards their box, there's an option, and as we see another great drive there from the number 7, Hannah O'Connor. She's really stamped her mark with the way that she brings her presence onto the field.
Out of half, she's taking the short side, draw a pass into the link. That's a great try. And this has come straight off the back of great yards. Touch 1, 2 and 3 was really strong. They got what we talked about. They were running onto the ball. I'll talk us through it, Kaz. Here you go.
As we go to the Bunnings warehouse replay, and they were able to play nice and patient going into the line. Again, looking to scoop short side. We just see there that the collapse came from the link and opened up that hole for the Hawkes Bay link girl to cross over there. Sorry, I wasn't able to get a number on that, but Hawkes Bay end up taking another touchdown onto their lead to go out to a 2-0 scoreline.
That was great work there from number 4 from Hawkes Bay, Hokianga. She wasn't even looking at the player she passed it to. She was looking at the defender, and as soon as she seen her move her outside shoulder in, she knew she had her and passed the ball. That's real good IQ there from number 4, Hokianga.
Yeah, Phalis is playing really well today. That's the second try she set up, so coach is going to be proud, and her whānau back home is going to be real proud of how Phalis is playing today, so keep it up, Phalis.
Yeah, and even just looking at there's 2 minutes to go, I haven't even noticed the time go by in this first half of the girls' game. It's been entertaining as we've seen end to end, as well as a few scoreline opportunities from both teams. So really pleasing to see the 16 girls grade have not a lot of errors within the first half, and able to put on a show for our viewers at home.
Here they go again. They've gone back to the Welsh and split right, short side again. She's going to go open this time. Well done. Well played, Phalis again out of half. She turned it back into her friend there behind her in the middle, and that's touchdown free. That's 3 setups for Phalis. She's going real good today.
I think the coaches will be talking about the same thing at halftime. I think Hawkes Bay coach will be telling the team, girls, when we get down there, we score. So let's be accurate through the middle. And I think Dennis on the other side will be going, girls, if we can stop them from getting that really good 4th or 5th drive on the back of their transition, then they won't score. So they'll be talking about the same thing from different perspectives. But Hawkes Bay in the last 3 minutes has really dominated.
Yes, I think Maya, they're just simply going to the box. They get into the box by touch 3. They're breaking out, touch 4. They've got a strike player there. I'll have to pick up her number in the second half. And then Phalis is coming out of half, and she went short side the first time, and she's really starting to play with Southland now because she went open side the next. So let's see what she's got. Nice wee slide in. I feel like Southland, good touch there from Southland, number 15, Ali Bard. She's done well there, great defence. Southland's put a bit of pressure on there. It'll be touch 0, folks. So an intercept in a game of touch footy. We don't count 1, so touch call goes back to 0. So that'll be 1 there. 2's coming up. See what Southland's got.
You like that change to the rule, Corey?
I love that challenge, Maya. I think that's a great idea. It works really well.
It almost seemed to disadvantage the non-offending team when you'd catch a bad pass and get touched straight away. You've got no momentum. It's the first touch. So I think it's fair.
There's some clever players back in the day, Maya, and then that was one of the tricky plays that someone would do on the 5th, knowing that they had no hope to score, so they'd just pop a wee lollipop ball up there. The winger might grab it, and it's touch 1. I think as we head into half time here, Hawkes Bay leads Southland 3-0.
We're going up to see Jenny and surprise her with her $5,000 prize. Jenny, congratulations. You're a Bunnings home ground hero.
Pretty honoured and humbled to be a Bunnings home ground hero.
It's overwhelming, actually. It's humbling. It's a nice reminder about why I do this.
But yeah, just the whole sense of gratitude, man, and thankful to Bunnings and TNZ.
Sport. What does it mean to us? For some, it's potential, a promise that we could be better, that the early mornings will be worth it, that we could be champions.
It starts with touch.
Kia ora koutou e te whānau and welcome back to our under 16 girls grade as we seen Hawkes Bay battling it out against Southland as they take a 3-0 scoreline into half time. We've been lucky enough to see some end-to-end footy today. It's definitely carried on from the boys game that we had first, Canterbury versus Taranaki, and now we're seeing another entertaining game in the 16 girls grade with us looking to some try-lights here from the first half, and it was that player Hokianga making a real impact on the first half, getting into the in-goal, showing some great patience, dishing it off to the winger, and that was their first touchdown. And we can just see the excitement there from Georgia Diamond there from Hawkes Bay as she crosses for her first. And then once again, Hokianga being influential and just looking at the defender, noticing the collapse and being able to dish it off to their link chop line runner there to extend it 2-0. And then once again, Hokianga again off the ball, showing some real impact out of half and just some great patience when she's getting into the in-goal. And for those at home that are new to watching touch footy, dummy half is unable to score, so if you do get into that in-goal area, you're looking for an open player to be able to dish that ball off so that a touchdown can be created. And we've just seen some great patience, but take nothing away from the Southland girls. They've had some great passages through the first half. It's just when they've got down to the scoreline, it's just been a little bit of their option taking or their execution that's let them down. But take nothing away from what we'll see in the second half as we see that number 8 that was talked about in the first half, and that's the Price, trying to make some questions of the Hawkes Bay defence as it's a little bit windy, as we see Tamara picking up a flag there on the sideline.
Yeah, one of the flags of many of the sponsors, and such loyal sponsors we have here in touch. I mean, when I turn it over to Whakaata Māori and I see the word Bunnings, it's synonymous with touch, so I know there's some touch coming up. Just incredible sponsors that the sport has been so lucky to have, that we can provide the product we do, just like Bunnings, SAS Sport, Silver Fern, and Bartercard and Trillian Trust. And big shout out to the Christchurch City Council, allowing this tournament to come down here and provide just some incredible facilities. I'm so jealous that I can't be running around. Well, maybe not the running part, but that I can't be out on fields that are that well groomed, as we see here. Hawkes Bay again coming off. Just slowed up, unfortunately. It would have been great if they could have carried on through to the line with that pace.
I think Hawkes Bay will stick to what went well for them in the first half here, boys. They simply running to the box like we talked about, busting out of the box, heading towards half, and then we had Payless running out of half. So I think they'll stay really nice and direct in this second half, and they'll just keep doing what's working for them now. And Southland's going to have to find a way to stop it. If you were the coach for Southland Cavs, how would that chat have gone to stop their Hawkes Bay flow?
Well, when I look at both teams, it seems relatively equal. I know that it's 3 touchdowns to 0, but in terms of the battle that we're seeing through the field, I think both teams are creating opportunities of being able to get into the green zone to be able to have a good attack, and there's been a lot of purpose with the way that they've driven on through their transition. I just think where Hawkes Bay have the edge over Southland at the moment is just their body shape into the line. They look like they're competing a little bit more after the touch in terms of their space awareness between each defender, and we can just kind of see that in the touchdowns that Hawkes Bay have scored, it's just been the lapse of understanding that space as we see.
Here we go, Southland's cut through here. Nice try. What's the ref called here? I think we might have a ball down from the sideline. Vanessa's got the call from the sideline, help, ball down. It's a great setup though from Southland. She's come out of half on the short side. She's got Hawkes Bay in trouble here. She's cut through, takes the time. Fed off, what do we got there? Oh, great call from Vanessa in the sideline. Great call, refs. I think it's funny, Cavs, in this kind of grade, one good player can make a pretty good difference, and I think we've got that with Hawkes Bay and Payless. Hokianga, she's made a real big difference. I'd say she'd come out of the box now. Someone will look to set up for her, and I think she'll just run out of half again. See what she does. Here we go. She's going to split left. She's probably split the wrong way there and run her attacker out of play, but it might still come off.
Just wanted to create the extra number there. I think that's why she's put that way, to create the extra number.
Sorry, boys, I won't call it the wrong way, but I feel if she had a split the other way, she might have given Payless a bit more space to run into there.
Some good scrambling defence there from Southland as well. They could have easily closed shoulders, but a great turning touch there. I think that was from Kelly Solomon on the wing there to be able to put pressure on the Hawkes Bay line there to be able to make a saving touch in the corner. And just seen a couple of penalties come out after half time around potentially those forward passes that were talked about. So obviously something that the referee units addressed at half time, and pleasing to see that they're working as a team out there to make sure that they're picking up on those small things.
Got a wee turnover here, Cavs. I think Renee Crystal, she's worked real hard on this set of 6, and she's earned her team a fresh set. So yeah, well done, Renee. Great pressure.
Yeah, that's a good point, Kev, in terms of the teams go to the sideline and the coach comes on and talks to them around the adjustments they need to make, and that's exactly what happens to the referee group, and they are a team. There is no one referee who's the main referee. There's a control referee, that's the one out in the middle, and as they change, they each become the control referee that works as a team to support each other to give the best product for the game.
Payless back on the ball, open side quickie.
And I think what you were talking about before, Corey, when you were talking about the pressing defence through the yards, as we see Hokianga there trying to attack the line through a 32 short, looking to dive at the feet. Good defence there from Southland, able to lift off the line, making sure that the referee was able to say yes, the touch was made forward of the line rather than standing on the line and giving a 50-50 decision that potentially could have gone the attacking way. But for those type of players that get to attack the scoreline, like, you can't take away the efforts of those players that are rucking through the field, and it gives those players the opportunity to be able to use their skill set, which they're able to put out onto the field. But without those assisting players to be able to get them down there, then they wouldn't get those opportunities. So while we get to see some individual brilliance, there's a lot of teamwork that goes in behind the scenes to be able to give them that opportunity. Is a bit of a drop ball there in the play of the ball.
Just could let them in here, Kaz. If Southland can get one on the board here, they'll well and truly get themselves in the match with 9.5 minutes to go. So let's see what they got here on the line. Setting up for a wee 3-3 play. She might be calling a sweep play here. She's going to run a 32 pick, I think. She's running to space, she's gone short. What a great play.
And very similar to the first try that was unfortunately ball to ground. They've obviously identified the body language here of Hawkes Bay, and I talked about the difference of the two teams being the body shapes into the line. And it just seems that the Hawkes Bay body language is kind of fatiguing a little bit, and they're showing some shapes there of an early shutdown defence and not really competing as much as they were in the first half. And this could be where Dennis's experience as a coach in the sub box is coming into play. And Southland, they've had the two opportunities here in the first half, and one was unfortunately ball to ground, but the second one they were able to capitalise on.
Yeah, Ellie did really well there, just to hold her space and give the dummy half run at time, who also did really well by just holding that ball up and waiting until that Hawkes Bay come in on a bit of a harder shot, and she soft hands off to Ellie for a try. So yeah, we're in for a game here.
Kev, we have 3 national tournaments in a calendar year, and of the 3, this is definitely what we'd say the one that's the youngest of all the 3. But talking to you last night, it seems like this tournament is a real key tournament in terms of, like, for people like your own development, and not just in another opportunity to play, but the types of coaches that you have in it. I think Leon Skinner was one of the names that you said most of it. What impact did this tournament have on your development as you come through the ranks?
Well, it makes me sound quite old, because when I was coming through, like, there was IPS type tournaments, and you didn't get the opportunity to play the provincial teams such as the Hawkes Bays, the Taranakis, the Harbours, the Auckland. Everything was put into kind of regional zones. So for us, we used to play against the Rangers, the Pirates and Central, where it was kind of like the best of those regions, like the Auckland, Counties Manukau, North Harbour, Titai, Tokoro. They were all together as one, as well as the central, and then kind of that Hawkes, the Bay and Waikato areas. So to be able to see this tournament evolve to what it is now, you know, kids get a lot more opportunity to be able to play for their province as we see Southland attacking the line again. But
that's that same number 2, Taryn. Taryn coming out of half again, so she's obviously their strike player at the back end. So she can get involved a bit more here, boys. I think Southland are going to hang right in it.
Yeah, she's had a few attacks here to start the second half as well, so a bit of confidence from McClutchy from Southland, and we might see a little bit more of it to end the half.
Kev, just to go back to what you're sharing with us, as we've gone, this tournament's now back into provinces, so we've got our Southlands, counties, Hawkes Bay, but you're talking about the Rangers and mainland and stuff. What was the dynamics like there, where instead of going with the Canterbury boys that you probably played club touch against or school touch against, now it's the whole of the South Island? What was that dynamic like?
Yeah, it was awesome. Like, I still have friends today from those teams, and you were able to connect in terms of I guess different viewpoints of the game from like a youth standpoint. Like, I guess you can be quite naive as a young player and think that I can do this and I can do that, but then when you're coming up against competition from other provinces, you can kind of see that their ideals or their visions of the game are a little bit different to yourself. Because down in Canterbury, you know, we probably played the closest that there was to Australia there for a little bit in terms of our running style, and then being able to play with some boys from Southland who had some like good feet and good quickie abilities. You know, it was cool to kind of like pick their brains, and for me being a little bit of a technical player from such a young age, it was cool to kind of see their viewpoints and just create lifelong friendships around the game that have continued on to this day, not just from a New Zealand level but from also a grassroots level as well. And I'm sure that's the same for those other groups such as the Central, the Rangers and the Pirates from back then. But giving kids more opportunity to represent their province at a national tournament, I think it's awesome. And as an aspiring coach within the youth sector, it means that we get to see more kids get more opportunities and hopefully more representative honours in the national uniform.
Awesome. We've just seen Taryn from Southland on that last set go for a try at dummy half. Corey, you've got to have a dummy half try story from your many games, surely.
Mate, when I used to play, you could score from dummy half. 2 feet over the line, good old days. But yeah, good to mention Taryn there, because I've just been, you know, as we watch this game, I think Taryn and Erica Paulin are the 2 key players here. They've stayed about 4 sets, so it'll be interesting to see what they do here. They're probably going to have to get themselves off, get a quick rest, because they're going to need to be the ones that get out here and strike for Southland to bring them back into this match.
Yeah, as you talk about that player, Corey, we could see the hurt in the legs and the lungs. She kind of just collapsed into the sub box, and you know, that's the effort you want to see as a coach. You know, you really want them to be putting their everything out there and making sure that, like, even though down on the scoreboard, you're really fighting to get yourself back into this game.
Yeah, I think with Erica and Taryn, they've probably got that mindset of, you know, we're going to have to lead the way here, mate. And they stayed real strong there, so hope they can get off, have a drink of water, think about what they've got to do when they get out there, and it'd be good to see them just come back out and win their minute they're going to be on the field for. If they can get one in for Southland, I think we're going to be in for a good finish here.
Yeah, I think there's been a bit of a momentum shift there, Corey. Southland sort of becoming a little bit more dominant, finishing a lot closer to the scoreline, as we see Hawkes Bay there, a turnover in the middle of the field. 3-1, yeah, there's 3 minutes, that's plenty of time. If they score one here, one normally gets 2 and game on.
Yeah, I think Dennis is a smart coach. He's probably recognised what Diana Muir's sending out of the box from Hawkes Bay. I got a bit of an insight listening in on their halftime talk, and yeah, what a wonderful coach Muir is. She was very calm and influential over the girls. She wanted them to stick to their policies, stick to what they were doing well. So yeah, it's a bit of a battle of the coaches going on here, Dennis and Muir. Just as we say that, Hawkes Bay get a opportunity to strike, and this could put the unlucky.
Bit of a change up there from Hawkes Bay, looking to play open, but running a follow back to the short side. Just was unable to find O'Connor there chopping the hole, and I've been really impressed with O'Connor, the way that she's been coming onto the field, like giving some real good go forward for this Hawkes Bay team to be able to get a good strike on the on the 7 metre line.
Yeah, Southland's going to want to get Taryn and Erica back out here now. They've probably got a couple of sets in them each team, so if they can get out in there and strike now one, they're going to make this. They're going to make this a comp.
I think it's important. Like 2 minutes is a long time. You know, there's at least 4 or 5 sets left in this game, and if Southland can get one here, then it's going to be game on. As we look for a follow play back to the inside, and that's just good shadowing defence there. Good tails run there from the Hawkes Bay Girls, and not giving that space in the middle and being able to close that opportunity off for the Southland girls.
Oh, here's an opportunity, boys.
Oh, the anguish in the face there of number 15 there for Hawkes Bay, who understands that that's a crucial error coming off the line, and we'll look to see her fight back on her defensive abilities here to make sure Southland don't go to a 3-2 scoreline.
Here it is, full flighter.
The referee's
first goes. We've got a bit of speed coming from Southland over here. Number 1, Alex. That's a great chase down from Alex Wilson. What a fantastic effort. Up 2-0. Down 2-0. She really needed to put that effort in.
I always used to see Cav doing that, running from the other side of the field to chase down the fastest player in the opposition.
Yeah. A lot of the time I was just chasing you, Maya, in the middle of the field, hoping you'd keep up.
I normally blew penalties for offside or something, so those never happen.
That old trick.
But just to see that effort from, was it Alex Wilson?
Yeah,
there,
Alex
number
Wilson,
1 from
mate,
Southland.
yeah.
You know, like 40 seconds left on the clock. 3-1 on the scoreline. It just goes to show the character of this Southland team, and fighting to the death here.
Here comes Palace again, and just as quick apologies, Fano. I was mispronouncing Palace's name, but let's see if she can close it out for us. She's got it all. She's got a vision. She's got a dive. She can go sideways, up, under. She's been great today, boys.
It's been awesome to see the development of the Hawkes Bay region as well. We've seen one of their local club teams, Outcast, doing really well at the recent Whakaata championships, and it's just a testament to what's happening in that region for women's touch, and it's exciting to see where they'll be in the future as we hear the hooter there for the end of the second half.
Yeah, it's a good game, boys. Palace and Nadia really sort of played well for Hawkes Bay in that game, and I think that's what's gotten them over the line by a couple of points. Well done to Dennis and Southland. They put up a good fight in that one.
This Touch New Zealand event is proudly supported by Bunnings Warehouse.